time we're going to talk about radical expressions, not things like tubular, groovy, or radical, but it'll be math related. In order to do that, we need to remember some of our exponential rules. Those are going to be important. Let's start off with something pretty simple. Any exponent or any number or even the letter raised to the power of 0 is always going to equal 1. So if we had 2 raised to the power of 0, that's going to equal 1. Anything raised to the power of 1 is just going to be itself. So it's just the same thing. 2 raised to the power of 1 is going to be 2. Another one that we need to remember is negative exponents. So if we had x raised to the negative second, what do you think is going to happen there? If you'll remember, it then goes into the denominator. It goes into the inverse is what's happening there. So 2 raised to the negative second, what's that going to end up being? Well, that's going to be 1 over 2 squared, and 2 squared can actually go and become 1/4. So remember, we multiply or divide, and there's exponents involved. Let's say we have x raised to the second power times 4x to the 7th. What do you think that answer is going to be? Well, there is a coefficient of 1 in front of here that is not really seen, but it is there. So 4 times 1 is 4. And now we have x squared times x to the 7th. Since they are the same base, since they're both x, we simply add the 2 and the 7 to get 9. Because what's happening is that we're essentially saying 1 times x, that's our 2 x's, that's our square, times 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, I should have done 6, 7. So that's going to be our 7 x's. They're still all multiplying together, so instead of just writing it out like that, we can just do them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This time, instead of multiplying, we're going to be dividing these two numbers here. I'm going to go ahead and do a different color here. So we're going to do x squared divided by 4x to the 7th. Well, first off, remember there is that phantom coefficient here, that 1, that assumed 1. So we have 1/4. Now, whenever we have the same base and they're being divided, you're going to subtract the numerator minus the denominator. So 2, is 7. Sorry, I'm pressing a button on the pen here. So that's going to be x to the negative 5th down here, which this can also be written as 1/4 times 1 over x raised to the negative 5th power. Now, anytime we have a negative exponent, we're doing the reciprocal. So, for example, earlier I had a x to the negative 2, which became 1 over x squared. What do you think is going to happen if that negative exponent is in the denominator? I'm going to write this down here. It's going to become x to the 5th divided by 4.